Okay, we're actually going to do this today. Currently leveling a witch, and for some reason, I'm playing Spark, and even with like really good gear and a tabula, I just gotta say, it's like, don't play Spark. Yes, it did some damage there, but like, it doesn't work at all without Pierce, um, the Skitterbots, the Herald of Lightning, and the Or the storms really were carrying a lot of that damage. It's so wonky to clear with. It just doesn't like to work very well. Because the sparks just go everywhere. But when you do have it in a 5 link in Act 2, like it does some okay damage. I got 2+1 lightning skill gems. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Don't league start Spark. Okay, here's the end of the journey for the Spark shenanigans. Once I kill Gravicius, I will get access to where I would normally switch to like full cold dot with vortex that I could get from here. But I also want to toy around with Eye of Winter. So I'm gonna play around with that, see what it does for an additional portion of leveling this character before I switch. So let's see what that can do. Okay.
There is nothing else.
Here's Eye of Winter. Fires a single eye projectile which constantly releases shard projectiles in a spiral. The shards will damage enemies they impact, dealing cold damage. Eye cannot damage enemies, so just the projectiles. When the eye dissipates or collides with terrain, it releases a faster spiral of extra shards. Does cold damage. Projectiles continually gain damage up to 200% more damage by the time they dissipate. Okay. So, we're going to take that.
There is nothing else.
So, we're going to take out Spark. We're going to put in Eye of Winter, leave faster casting, take out added lightning damage. We need to swap wands. Got 2 wands plus the cold spell skill gems that I crafted flat cold. Eventually, this will get cold dot multi on these. Once I swap this again, and put these in, we'll add a frostbite. You know what? Why not leave the added lightning damage? Just sure. Pierce. I don't know what exactly that's going to do. And I need my clarity. There we go. Swap things up. And let's go back to it. So I don't know if Pierce dissipates pretty quickly. I have to continually cast it and turn on the clarity. Looks like additional projectiles would be good. The Pierce is probably ideal. Chain might be better. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Let's see how well it can handle stuff here.
Local, need your aid.
So if it collides with something, you just have to cast another one. Interesting. Okay, so I just keep spamming them and then it'll kill stuff. That's good. Yeah, when it crits, it's going to be really nice with the shatters. I haven't played a full, like, flat damage skill in quite a while. Probably since Harvest League. The Ice Shot. Yeah, damage is pretty nice when you've got, like, a 5 link and, like, about as good of weapons as you could hope for at this level. I'm not too convinced with its like single target potential. We need this as well. Yeah, I'm gonna keep toying with this for a while. We'll see what I can figure out to do with it. By the time I get to like Act 6, I'm gonna want to swap into Vortex for sure. So, we'll continue playing with this. Seems interesting. Okay, let's see how this goes. Get the curse on them. Should help things. I swapped to Herald of Ice from Herald of Thunder. It seems to make a lot of sense to like use walls and like force the Eye of Winter to dissipate, so it releases the extra shards, especially for like tougher enemies. It's holding up okay.
Have you ever seen the true face of God?
Granted, I am still on like as GG as you can get gear, Tabula and whatnot. So like I don't know about the league start viability of this. I'm more just toying with stuff. It dissipates a lot faster than I thought it would, to be honest. So you kind of want to constantly be casting these.
This world is an illusion.
Okay. Level. I think crits would be really, really fun with this. Yeah, I believe it says on it that, yeah, modifiers to projectiles only affect the final thing, so I don't think increasing the projectiles is the way you want to go, if anything. I think the Pierce has been working very well. It just needs some crit for some more freeze potential. That's how that goes with 5 link and +1 cold with flat cold once. Not bad. Alright, this is going to be the final bit of messing around with the Eye of Winter. It's been a lot of fun. I can say that without Pierce or Chain, it's probably going to be pretty bad. I've actually enjoyed it enough that I might just completely respec my Assassin into this, because I think with crits it'll be very, very strong. I don't know how far I could push it on an Occultist. But it just feels really satisfying to play. It's also a new skill, so it's something completely different. I'm really enjoying it, and granted, like, I'm on kind of OP gear. But yeah, it's been pretty solid. I hit a Diamond Shrine, and that made me think about the Assassin. I'm just like, well, this Assassin is pretty bad on the Voltaxic Burst. Maybe I can redeem it in some way, but I'm also thinking like it might wind up running into the same issue that Voltaxic Burst did. It's gonna have like insane map clear, but when it gets to bosses, like any amount of downtime of casting is just gonna destroy you. Yeah, damage is super spicy, but that's given the 5 link with +1 with flat cold once. But yes, very, very, very satisfying. I definitely want to play around with this skill more. Considering I've never really like played D2 to the extent that a lot of people have, I couldn't have told you what Frozen Orb was. I know it's what this skill was kind of themed after, and I have no interest in really going back to play D2 at all, so I'm not gonna be playing D2 Resurrected. But I'm interested in seeing what I can do with this skill. It'll give me something to look at once I get this Cold Dot build up and running, which that's probably all I'm gonna do for this video. Probably just see where I'm at in like 5 or 6 hours. I'll have my 6-link carcass shack on. I'll have decent weapons and whatnot for that. So I'm fully expecting that to just be able to fly. Enemies that have bigger hitboxes, like Hitava in particular here, it feels like it's getting hit by more than one of the projectiles. Um, I felt that against wasn't Dominus, it was like Comb. Um, the like heart pieces of the Malachi fight just like disintegrated. It was insane. But yeah, maybe we'll see some more Eye of Winter at some point. Now I'm gonna swap to Old Dots. Alrighty, just about to finish up the story here. Completely switched over to the Cold Dots. Got the Creeping Frost, got the Vol Cold Snap, got the Vortex. Got the Blasphemy Vulnerability plus the Malevolence. Blasphemy Enfeeble is pretty important because it guarantees that no matter what, things are cursed. And I have a 40% chance to curse or to explode cursed enemies. So having a Blasphemy Curse means I don't always have to drop my Orb of Storms, which has curse on hit Frostbite at the moment, to get curses. So I can freely clear just with the Cold Snap and Vortex and things will explode. And I get the fun pops. So, let's wreck Kitava's face. Picked the wrong side to go there. The only thing I don't have at the moment that I probably should is my Enduring Cry. Don't currently have that. And things get a lot better when the Orb of Storms kicks in the Elemental Overload. That's 40% more damage, I think. So it's currently linked with Hex Touch, Frostbite, and increased critical strikes. And once I'm able to get a staff, which will be my goal for tomorrow, getting at least 5 link, then I can have 2 curses in there, be Elemental Weakness, and still be able to use the increased critical strikes, because I need something to proc Elemental Overload, and I have Controlled Destruction in my main gems links. So it's not really feasible to rely on the Cold Snap or the Vortex to crit. Here's how the crit chance drops to like 1%. So we leave that pretty much completely up to the Overstorms. And it's possible as well I might have wands or any other kind of gears stored away. Because I'm currently using like wands that I alt spammed for +1 cold gems on a low level 1 base. These are level 13 is when I decided to do it. So just threw on some cold dot multi. And there we go. That's that. Let's make sure I got everything here. It should say 20. Yep. And then you get the last ones from here. So it's a pretty familiar setup to anybody who's been following me for a decent amount of time. I've played this build since Betrayal League. In different scenarios. At this point, it's pretty much just like spec into as much life as I can. I need to get an additional curse here so that I can first drop the ring, And then I will, on my Ascendancy, once I do Uber Lab, get an additional curse here. Enemies shield. Nearby chilled enemies deal 10% reduced damage. And this is cursed enemies have deal 10% reduced damage. So that's pretty much the effect of what you would get from having Fortify. By having a cursed chilled enemy, since I'm also cursing with Enfeeble, things get kind of gutted on their defenses. Something that I was unsure about, something that I was unsure about at the beginning of the league, and part of the reason I went with Raider, that's Ally Reflect. It's like one thing I can't do. Was how I was going to get Onslaught without the chance on kill. I could run a Silver Flask, which is not the worst idea. But what I've been doing is just relying solely on my Frostblink linked to Onslaught, and it will occasionally just hook me up with Onslaught because it gives Onslaught on hit against rare and unique enemies. So if I Frostblink into a rare enemy, there's a good likelihood that I'm going to get Onslaught from that. In addition to reducing the cooldown recovery on the Frostblink, which is also really nice. I'm not going to worry about farming expeditions while I'm leveling, because it's just going to take too much time. Oh, Cold Snap. We'll get to do Metamorph. And there's still a long way to go. Like, both of my wands could have massive spell damage rolls, which would be just straight up damage. But I'm kind of running on the bare minimum. Pretty much. Nothing fancy except a 6-link Carcass Jack. Alright, let's get this guy out of here. I can do Hexproof because I'm an Occultist. I got Profane Bloom. Oh no! I had substantial extra fizz. I didn't have Enduring Cry, which I should have because I know better. Still doing decently okay on life. Physical damage is going to be the big downfall. Put in a Chaos Golem. Put in endurance charges are one of the best ways. Alright. Oh my goodness, it hurts a lot. Something I've also thought about is maybe instead of using Swift Affliction and losing duration on stuff, using Efficacy potentially. But it's less damage, but you get the duration. Okay, cool. There's that. I get another level. I probably got a jewel that I could throw in there. I could push up and get up towards Breath of Rhyme, but I'm probably going to anoint this. Probably the best anoint that I can get, so let's shore up the defenses and get a bunch of life. So that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Probably a longer one today with all the separate parts of it. But yeah, tomorrow I will keep pushing this along. Get it geared up, and I definitely need to take some time and clean up this mess that has accumulated over a couple of weeks, me playing on and off in SSF. So that's going to be it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.